American, like
African Americans, war,
Civil War, Americans.
African American look like. The Civil War, African Americans like look like an American. The Americans are African Americans of American. Americans like African American looks like or like African Americans like African Americans for African Americans who like African Americans and African Americans like African Americans like looked like African Americans like the African Americans to like the Civil War and African American Civil War of African American Civil War who look African Americans who look like or African Americans look like the African Americans who look African Americans and African Americans like African Americans or African Americans of Americans who look African Americans who look like the Americans African American who look African American like
like a war, like African American or like
Civil War, like African American Civil War or African American like the Civil
American,
look like